Here we go again. Time to make some more people mad at us.
Oh, I know. We literally had to hide a location in order to keep from being shot by those Republicans.
I have news for you. Today's subject will not increase your safety. People will come at you from every direction after today's remarks.
Run for the hills. We're going to talk about Herman Cain, his sexual harassment charges, and race.
Just talking about race will get people to call us racists.
That's the nature of our society today. However, let's dive in and see what happens.
I guess you know, Herman Cain was accused of sexual harassment by two women back in the 90s when he was head of some restaurant association.
Yep. The story's all over the news. In this day and age, sexual harassment is a big thing. Society has finally recognized that male chauvinist pigs have been denigrating and threatening women since the dawn of time. And that kind of behavior is not acceptable in the workplace anymore. However, as you might have known, sexual harassment is not the real story here.
You've noticed, the real story is about Cain's denial, his indignation, and his accusation that liberals are after him. And then, as though that's not enough, the totally ridiculous defense of Herman Cain by all the conservatives. Can you believe your ears? Can you believe they're accusing Democrats of being racist?
In the first place, Herman Cain doesn't know who released the story about the sexual harassment allegations back in the 90s. The most likely culprit is probably one of the Republican candidates, not Obama. This early in the game would serve no purpose for Obama, since the election is so far away, and voters will probably forget this incident by the time the election comes around.
No, it wasn't the Democrats. This is an attempt to knock Cain out of the race for the primary season. The most likely person to have released this information would be the most underhanded, dirty politician in the Republican field. It would have to be that Texas dog, Rick Perry. Just speculation, mind you. Just a guess.
You might be right. It doesn't let Cain off the hook, though. I bet over time there will be more allegations if Cain gains momentum towards the nomination. Herman Cain paid bribe money to shut people up. There's more to this story than meets the eye.
Probably so. But get a load of those conservative Republicans, would you? Can you believe they're calling Democrats racist? These accusations are coming from a party opposed to affirmative action. On a regular basis, they use the code word welfare queen, which is a blatant racist comment on black women.
By the millions, these racist conservatives send their kids to all-white Christian academies so their little white children don't have to go to school with those terrible brown and black heathens. They homeschool their kids for the same reason.
They attend all-white Christian churches, and if any black person showed up that wasn't an Oreo like Herman Cain, they would quit the church and seek out another all-white church that doesn't have any of those uppity black people in the seat next to them.
The Republican Party is heavily populated by all the racist groups in America. You know, Ron Paul supporters, the KKK, the Nazi Party, skinheads, the white supremacists, all the militias practicing to kill Americans, Christian identity groups, Christian supremacists of all flavors, John Birchers and libertarians. They all vote Republican.
Don't forget all those gun nuts that masturbate over pictures of dead people. All those racist groups vote Republican and swell the ranks of the Republican Party. These racist groups don't vote Democrat in modern day elections.
If Herman Cain actually committed sexual harassment, and it is finally proven beyond any doubt, there will still be defenders of Herman Cain who will somehow turn the discovery into an unfair indictment of the man by liberals or some silly excuse like that. And then they will still vote for Herman Cain, kind of like their blind support of Clarence Thomas.
The two women who allegedly were sexually harassed will eventually come out into the open, and instead of listening to these women and their story, Republicans will attack these poor women and make the story about them, and not the scumbag that did what a lot of men do, and that's to treat women like a sexual object instead of a human being.
Even worse, the Republican Party, the safe haven for every racist, sexist scumbag in America, will falsely claim Democrats are the racists only because Democrats raised questions about a man who wants to be president of the United States. Republicans tolerate racism and sexism, and that is why people of that ilk always vote Republican. Ron Paul certainly tolerates these marginal people as well. Many of the supporters are racist and sexist pigs.
Women and people of color see the light, for the most part anyway. However, get ready for all the false accusations by Republicans, as Democrats correctly question the ethics of their token black guy running for president. Ultimately, the Republican attitude on the whole subject will come down to what Ann Coulter said.
Our blacks are so much better than their blacks.